Harley Davidson 131 Crate Engine Performance Review. To be able to ride into a Harley Davidson dealership and ride out the same day with a 50% increase in horsepower is the goal with the new Screamin Eagle 131 Crate Engine. Yes, if your dealer is up to it, you can turn your stock touring bike into a hot rod bagger with a day in the shop. But there's much more to this new engine than just increased peak torque and horsepower. How and where does that new power hit, and what about heat and fuel management? We picked up a stock Street Glide Special, rode it as is for a couple of weeks, then swapped out the 114 engine for the 131 to find out. The Crate 131 engine is changed in many more ways from stock than just increased displacement versus the 114. The Screamin Eagle 131 gets the typical stage 4 upgrades from HD, plus a few bigger alterations. This includes 1 mm larger intake and exhaust valves, when compared to Screamin Eagle Milwaukee-Eight Stage 4 kits, a higher lift cam with longer duration and higher lift for both intake and exhaust lobes, increased compression ratio with forged pistons, steel sleeve cylinders, a larger 64 mm throttle body with its corresponding intake manifold, and high-capacity 5.5 gram per second fuel injectors. So while the bump in power does come largely from the increased displacement, the wide, flat torque curve and how usable that power is comes as a result of a complete engine tune to take the greatest advantage of its extra cubic inches. This is a street-compliant engine swap, and the installed exhaust system is 49 state EPA compliant, as well. We gave the dyno sheets to technical editor Kevin Cameron for his take on stock versus hop-up tuning. The 114 engine has been given a classic HD shed roof torque curve. The peak of 112 pound-feet is on the left-hand side of the page at 2,500 RPM, after which it slopes downward to 70 pound-feet at 5,500. Often what this downslope means is that the smaller diameter intake ports needed to peak the torque down at 2,500 aren't really enough to supply the airflow the engine would like at higher revs. English engine pioneer Harry Ricardo called this wire drawing